Tell me about some other.
Also, they had an apartment at the back of it so that the couple could live there. And in fact, they were living there when my aunt died. And later on, well, the son worked there. And then they also had, the son had a house on the same block, but on the Mill Street side. So the property, Plumire property went from San Antonio Street over to Mill Street, and the part that faced Mill Street was a house that the young couple lived in. That house had to go now for widening that Walnut Street. So that house and the Sugar Bowl has long since gone. For many years was a service station for gasoline, and developed into the kind of service stations that we have now, where you have a lot of things that you can buy besides gasoline. So that family was, you see, some part of home for me too, from Austin, because it was part of my Austin family, or had a connection with.
And there's still Plumires around, but they're not in that business anymore?
No, I don't. Later on, I think he worked for Lower Colorado River Authority. I'm talking about the first cousin, Charles. Well, he's not my first cousin. He's the son of my first cousin, Charles Plumire. And Charles and Margie, at the moment I'm not remembering her maiden name, but they have one son. His name is Michael, and I think he's in the photography business. They have a lovely home on in the Price Heights edition. And I think he is retired at this time.
In that picture of Theodore there, he's in a clown outfit?
Yes. He was dressed in this clown outfit for being in the children's masquerade parade. And we must have been over here at the time, because remember my mother saying that she put some of makeup on his face. And that makes it, it'd be nice if that could have been a colored picture. But our first colored snapshots were not so good. They didn't last.
Did your kids all participate in the kinder parade?
Well, yes, they did when they were, growing up. Not that gradually I think back earlier than my children, that they would be in it. If they were in it, they were in the parade, in the band. But as little children, they were in it. we have several snapshots. I didn't go to as much work as some of the women did, some of the mothers. Back when my children were small and in it, took part of the parade. There were people who sewed many sequins on their costumes and made very elaborate costumes.
What did the parade? What was it? Was it around Christmas or was it a?
No, it was in May. It was usually the first part of May that they would have. I can tell just a little bit about that. It was sponsored by the schools to this extent that they paid a small amount, perhaps 15 cents, I'm not sure, but they paid, each child paid to be in the parade, and that money, I think, was used to buy books for the school library.
Who organized
it? And the teachers, we as teachers, when I was part of the parade, we teachers walked along with the children to see that things went well and just to accompany them. And that was just something we were expected to do. And we had a route through town, but then we would walk on out to the park, to Landa Park, and they had two dance places where they had music and dancing, and the children danced, and they had grand marches. It was just a big picnic. Families went out with lunch, and it was always on a Saturday, and we would meet there near the big school on Academy Street and start from there to walk the parade. So I think New Braunfels always like to have parades, and that was always a big parade. It's not been as popular in these last years, it seems, and certainly not in the way of going to the park and having family picnics. And I guess really, to say the truth, the town has gotten too large for that.
Was there a community band that played music?
Well, we've always had different bands. There's always been various bands that individuals would. Almost every family had people who played instruments of one kind or another, and there have been all kinds of bands here forever. I'm not really equipped to tell too much about those because I was never part of them, but never active in that. But from coming over here as a visitor and then living here so long, I've seen many different kinds of bands, and music has always been part of the German families. In our family, I had piano instruction in my